Right, howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I'd be back. All right, we're going to revisit this a little bit later, but before we even get into tonight's report, I want to do something first. Come over here to this image. Full screen this real quick here. Hopefully, you can see Jesus' heart here. Pulling open his shirt, exposing his heart, making my face in the sky there. All right. I saw the State of the Union address, and I know a lot of you people did today, and I felt a darkness over the land. I could feel it in people's hearts out there. All right, so before we even get started with tonight's report, I want everybody to take a nice deep breath all the way in, hold it for a few seconds, and exhale nice and slow. I want you to look at that heart right there, okay? Take another deep breath all the way in. Everybody relax, okay? Breathe. Okay, we're going to keep that right there forefront in your mind as we're doing this report tonight, okay? I know things are looking gloomy or whatever, but remember this right here. Hold on to that. Now, let's get on with tonight's report. Okay, here we are. Just get a little bit better. All right, here we go. March 7th, 2024. All right. Here's our loop plan here. Not much going on. Little jet out the side, a little spitting and sputtering here. And then right at the very end, we have this event. Okay. And it's right coming right off of this spire area over here we were talking about a couple of days ago. So let's just kind of pause it. Whoops. We're just going to kind of pause or go right to that event right there. All right. So let me get just a tad bit better position here. Okay. So you can see already the instrument reacting to it. Here comes our event clearing the occulter right here. You can make out a little dark patch right here with plasma on the backside. Now in the next image right here, you can see a round shape back here in the plasma there. It's kind of blinded by it as we proceed there. Whoops, right. Well, here we can kind of see it with the blue stripe going across it right here. It'll be right in this zone right there. And then the next frame here is the ghost image from before right here, I believe. And then that's all that we had there were just those few frames right here at the tail end of the 7th. Okay, otherwise there wasn't much going on here today. We did have this little thing coming off the northern part up here. Once we get there, right here, little object possibly kind of stalled out in there. Something else coming out over here, or emerging from behind the occulter right there. What was that? Oh. Looked like something sneaking out through here, too. And then we have, boom, our big blast right there. And let's even go, while we're here, let's go see if we can take a peek at the 8th. Or refresh so we get all the fresh data. All right, yeah, here's a few more frames here of our event here. Let's just pause it. So there's our very next frame right here. You can make out our round object. You can see our magnetic field around it right there. Here, we need to pull that down just a tad bit better. There we go. So just a few frames that we get here already going into the 8th here. Oh, wow. Look at this. There's a big jump in data. So 024, 036, and 612. There was something else that happened right here that they just deleted. Or there is no data for. We'll just say, dang, that's too bad. Because I bet you there was something else bigger going on back here. Not sure what's going on back there, but I see this stretching out and also going around this way. It looks like there was maybe something bigger back in there. And at the teardrop tail end of it, it's teardropping from here to here. You see this V shape? So whatever that was is out here this big. I'd like to see what was in there. You know what? What else we can do here is Yep, still missing data in that one as well. All right, well, worth a shot. Okay, let's come on over here to the solar ham, and you can see by our GOES X-ray flux, it's been a pretty busy day as far as the GOES X-ray flux. You know, we only saw like those two events, really, the one coming off the top and then the one off to the right. Yet we had quite a bumpy day here. This is just a data dropout, but we had our peaks here, had a good event right there, and then a slow descent from there. And right now we're currently way down here under the seafloor, down in B range. We're down at B4. Before what? Before 0.4. So way down, the sun's really kind of calm and mellow, or is really, the X-ray flux is really low right now. Let's just say that. All right. Back to where we were. Okay, so our X flare potential has gone up a little bit to 5%. M flares jumped a little bit to 20% as well. Okay, we have this 3599 rotating into the strike zone. All right, and it's beta gamma delta now, so its configuration's getting dangerous. And we're gonna see. I bet you that's what kind of spits something out at us. So right here is our KP index. We have taken on some energy today up at the poles. Okay, and our KP was like 3. Well, this is a little earlier, but was up a little above 3, and now it's down to 3. All right, so we've had, you see this whole block right here of absorption. All right, you got to think of this as in terms of absorption, because it hits the, please open this up. It hits our auroras up here at the poles. Okay, it hits the magnetic field, gets directed to the poles here. That's why you see your auroras up here, and then absorbed down to the core. And right now our auroras are nice and light. So when we back out of this, our KP, our next bar should be a little bit lower. Okay, because that's pretty low activity right there. All right, meantime, let's get on over to this article. Is this the same one from yesterday? Yeah, it is. All right, well, same article from yesterday. Here's 35.99. By now, it's probably more over in this vicinity, okay? Because this was yesterday's reading, or yesterday's picture. There's the auroras. Let's just open up the tracker. I want to see what they're tracking right now. This doesn't show much. We're still seeing impact on this one, though. So let's open up this one real quick here. Just wait real quick while it opens up. Deep breath in, all the way out. Breathe. You're still alive. You're not bleeding out. Nothing's broken. We don't have broken bones. We're not on the way to the emergency room at this second, so you can relax and breathe. All right, here we go. Here's our spiral. We're coming up to the 9th right here where they're expecting impact. Again, the same results to the south and just barely clipping us. But a side swipe here, just get a brief idea around the 9th, late on the 8th, early on the 9th, an impact, probably minor impact, but it will be some absorption. Okay. I'm a stickler for absorption. Don't think you guys understand why. Yeah, these are old articles from the 1st and the 3rd. Where's something from today? All right, well, then we'll come over to spaceweather.com now. Thank you, everybody, for taking time out of your night to come be with our precious family here. Okay, shall we? Geomagnetic storm watch. Odds are improving that there will be a G1 class geomagnetic storm on March 9th. Okay, NOAA forecasters believe that a CME and a solar wind stream will graze Earth's magnetic field on that date. Normally, the glancing blows might not cause a magnetic storm. However, at this time of year, even weak impacts can do the job because of the equinox effect, all right? Still the same picture, still a beautiful image captured here with it, open shutter, quick time exposure, captured the comet. All this is all visible to the naked eye if you're in a dark, good spot with the, not too much light pollution. He managed to get it right here in the fog with light pollution. So pretty cool picture still there. All right, we got to get going. Let's get on over here because some stuff been going on with our Schumann again here. All right. I've explained to you several times how this works. Are we 175? Yes, we are. We might have to do a little manual zooming here since this site doesn't offer zoom options. All right, so that's pretty good right there. You can see we came after this nice, smooth ride. We had some scraping event down at this level though. Notice it's at this level. It got intense, but usually when it's at this level, this part's intense. So we had something going on down at the crust level right here. The magma crust barrier started grinding. Then down at the core, something else started grinding. And as we came out of it, it got weak, grinded a little bit, almost, got really weak. Came out of that with some grinding, got weak again. All right, so our magnetic field, which is produced by the core spinning inside the shell, when they rotate inside there, it creates the magnetic field around the Earth that protects us. That magnetic field hums at 7.83 hertz, the same that we do, the same that all the animals do. That's the green line. 7.83 is the core spinning inside the shell, creating the magnetic field. Now, when we got a nice, smooth, solid green line, that means we have a steady, strong magnetic field. When you see pulses that are very intense, and then weakening, and then this is screeching. This is the core and the shell grinding on each other at the barrier. That pressure, when we take in solar wind, it causes the core to swell. It heats up, and when metal heats, it expands. The core expands outward. The shell then heats up and wants to expand outward, but it can't because there's so much magma and the crust holding all that in that the only way for the shell to expand is back down onto the core. Capiche? Comprende? And when that happens at the barrier there, they start grinding on each other. And these really intense, low frequency harmonic waves emit from the Earth. This stuff bounces off the ionosphere. When they crisscross, they create the sounds in the sky, the trumpet blasts that you hear in the sky that sound metallic, that sound like screeching. Well, think of those trumpet blasts, all the different sounds that you hear are all of this effect. And it's emitting from the surface of the planet, bouncing off the ionosphere, crisscrossing, and in some places where it crisscrosses, it's audible. And people are hearing that sound coming from the sky because it's reflecting back down from the ionosphere. So it sounds like it's coming from the sky, yet they feel the ground shaking at the same time because it's coming from the ground, reflecting off the sky, making it sound like it's coming from the sky, yet still shaking the ground. Your mystery sounds solved. Mystery solved. Okay. And here we go again with the screeching. All right, we had a pretty good impulse, real strong one right there. It all the way up to like 40, way above 40 hertz. Okay, so it's fluctuating. Our magnetic field is fluctuating, very intense to weak, to intense to weak. It's like a roller coaster ride. You can see the fluctuations going on here. All right, this is an indication of pressure down below. All right, we got pressure down below. It's going to translate upward through the magma and eventually up to the surface, and we're going to see earthquakes and volcanoes activity as a result. Now let's get on over here to our little smiley face. Everybody breathe. I get back into position too here. Very good. Deep breath in. All the way out. All right. So here we go. Crazy bipolar vortex still going on. This one still smashed out, still oval in shape. It's not so much conveyor belt. It's just more oval and flattened in shape. This one's still very broad, but not as strong. Okay, and it's still reaching down. Where they split, the energy, well, look at this. Now the energy is shifted back again, pointing more towards America again. And it's peeling off right above Maine here, coming down across the midsection of the country, all the way as far down to the border of California and Mexico here. Okay, so that whole polar vortex, even though it's not as strong, it's very broad. Okay, that rotation is a broad area of rotation, and this backward rotation up at the higher troposphere up there causes this transition layer to wave and buckle and react the way it does here because of the upper polar vortex. Okay, and now you see the remnants of our main vortex over here, right? And here's our other one going this way. And when it rotates this way, it causes all of this to buckle and go way up here and way down there. All right. So now our buckling effect is happening more out here off the coast of Alaska. Now watch as we descend in elevation here into the upper jet, back and forth. You can see the correlation, how it's affecting our upper jet stream. Let me remove the box, take a peek at what our upper jet stream is doing now. See this violent hump in it and coming way down like this, taking cold air again, bringing it from way up here and slamming it down with moist, warm air again. This hot cocktail of warm, moist air and cold air, dry air slamming together are creating, these tornado setups for this region right now. Okay. All because of a shift in the polar vortex. When we go down a little bit lower, you will see our lower jet stream and the effects it's having right now. Okay, pretty much correlates with the upper jet. And we go down a little bit lower to our weather. Okay, look at what's lined up out in the Pacific, huh? I'll just let you guys look at that for a minute. I need to take a sip from my soda here for a second. You guys sit there and contemplate that for a minute. Contemplation is good sometimes. Try to wrap your head around what you're seeing so you can grasp the concepts. That's what's most important, is being able to grasp something and understand it. That's really having the knowledge. Okay, so as we look out here, we have 3 storms lined up in a row. Not looking too good here. Anyways, now let's come on over to our particulates because I will not let go. I am a pit bull with a toy with lockjaw, and I will not let go of this sandstorm. The out of season 4-month, well, November, December, January, February. Yeah, 4 months, 4-month long sandstorm here. Still very huge, massive, blowing all kinds of sand over at South America. Has been for a long time. What else is going on is our secondary sandstorm up here, long duration one in the Gobi Desert, as well as an occasional on and off ones here in Saudi Arabia as well, here in Yemen. All right. Right at the border. Right now it's blowing this way across Saudi Arabia, but there's a little wall of sand building up there again. So for several days in a row, we've had these 3 sandstorms now, out of season sandstorms. If this is happening in the winter, what's going to happen in the summer? You don't want to know. Most of you won't be here for it anyway. So our ongoing sandstorms, plural, 3 sandstorms. Okay. Now, let's get on over to our SO2. SO2 is sulfur dioxide. It emits from the ground. It's the gas that surrounds the lava down below. And when pressure builds down below, it pushes this gas out through the perforations in the crust. Here we are over at China. It's very organized. It's just not dark purple. Okay, it has lightened up a little bit. I would say you guys that come here every night, you can use your judgment as well. Okay. I try to get it as even colored as possible for you so you can make that call. Looking over here at India as well. We got a little dark patch going on down there, but just take note of some of these spots that are getting hit. Okay. I want you to think of the Bible when you look at these spots getting hit. Okay, here's America, the country divided, right down the middle. One half bleeding out, the other half clearing up a little bit. Still patches here and there. Up here in Canada, they got some major things going on. Okay, but all in all, this coloration, the tone is lightened up, I'd say, a little bit. Let's take a stop over at Hawaii real quick. Same kind of activity we've seen there for a while. Let's come on over to Java. Oh, dear. Well, they got a lot of volcanic activity. So a lot of this is all coming out of the ground, coming out of the volcanoes. This has been our relief valve area for a minute now. For a minute. I sound like my kids. For a minute now, dude. Okay, so pressure seems to have kind of decreased. Let's just go into the fulcrum point real quick, get this over with. This is still nice and dark and very prominent and defined. I would say the pressure in this region really doesn't seem to have released yet. I don't know. I'll let you be the judge as well. Now let's get on to the earthquakes. I'm just kind of mocking right through this so we can get to the spiritual report. Because pretty soon all this other stuff won't matter. You'll only be here for spiritual report. Okay, 4.5. Mid-range 4 off of Fiji. Down at 487. That's not super deep. Okay, so there's our typical, not as deep this time, but our typical mid-range 4 deep quake, which triggers 5 energy at the surface. Nothing down through this zone at all. It's been pretty quiet after the 6 that they had down there. Let's come on over into this region. Note how quiet the whole entrance to the system is up until this point, up till this, past this island here. Then we get into this region and we start off right here. 4.5 down at 102. This is right off of Java here, still 4.5 down at 10. So your mid-range 4 energy is traveling along. It squeezes out a 5 at the surface right there. Mid-range 4 at the surface right there. Coming up this side, we have a mid-range 4 down at 68 there. Nothing at the fulcrum points here. Jumps over to here. Mid-range 4 at 35. Another mid-range 4 at 57. Mid-range 4 at 57. And a 4.8 up here. Now, coming over, we just had this new quake right here off Sumatra. Well, this is Sumatra. This is a little further north, but it's in our little pressure wave area where these pressure ridges have built up, where the two plates push together. Just behind the plate boundaries where you get these ridges that build up. And we have one of these quakes down in the canyon ridge, down these canyons here. It's a 4.4 down at 161. We've also had activity at the very beginning. Look at this. You see this plate boundary just start right here. One ends right here. Another one starts and goes up that way. It kind of jumps over. And this is where we had our quake right here at the very beginning of this plate boundary. A 4.6 here at a depth of 32. So a bunch of mid-range 4 energy going all around at depth. 5 around the surface. Here's another 5 at the surface here in China. Oh, hiding another one behind there. Ooh, a 5.6 at the surface there. So 2 quakes, a mid-range 5 and a 5 right here at China. Right off the fulcrum point, just a little further north of it. All right, the other fulcrum point over here, 4.1, Afghanistan. That's down at 261. Okay, so it would have been a little stronger at the surface. 4.7 here in Greece. That may have been a tad bit higher than reported, but still, there's your quakes. All right, you kind of see our layout. Everything's pretty evenly distributed here. Look how quiet it is over here, coming over the hump and everything. We even come down to the Juan de Fuca, very quiet. We have a small quake here, 2.6 off of Washington, but that's just a very small one. Even bypassing the Juan de Fuca, fulcrum point, even all of the San Andreas here. I want to say San Joaquin Valley, but the San Andreas Fault here. We did have a small quake at my house here. It was only 2.7. But down here at the Cocos Plate, we had a 4.3, and then this 5.7. All right, 5.7 down at a depth of 11, right here on the plate boundary. Yeah, down in the trench down there. Definitely a plate boundary release of energy. 5.7 is good enough. I don't want to see much higher than that. We don't want to see anything create a tsunami or possible landslide along this cliff face. Okay, this is underwater. This is all a plateau. This area up here is all plateau, and then this is a cliff face that goes down to the ocean floor, down into this canyon down in there. Okay, and then we had this quake up here real quick. 4.3, yeah. All right, there's enough of the quakes. Wait, we got a couple activity right here. New one too. Real quick. 5 here at 36. 4.8. Right here. 3 at the fulcrum point. A 4.3, 4.3, and a 4.6. Our latest new quake, a 4.6, and just south of that was a 4.2 earlier. All right, now we're done. Let's get on over to volcanoes. Let's get rid of some of these other sites. All right, Lord, let the volcano site work, please. All right, give it a second here while it warms up and take a sip here. So, very unnerving speech today for a lot of America. Don't be discouraged. There's hope on the horizon. You guys here at this channel know that. All right, here we go. Getting into it. We're already into March 8th here. Fuego, Popo, Semeru, Ibu, Dakota, Marapi, Reventador, Sabakaya. All right, here we go with Ibu. All right, up here in Indonesia here, a 10,000 foot blast out of Ibu finally. Okay, so it's reached 10,000 feet. That relieved a lot of pressure right there. Ground report of an eruption with a flow to 10,000 feet. Now, Semeru here on East Java continues. Explosive activity continues. 15,000 foot blast out of Semeru here, okay, on Java. That relieved a lot of the pressure in that area. Also indicates that there is a lot of pressure. They just got relieved. All right. Marapi, 13,000 feet. That's just across the Sunda Strait on the other island of Sumatra there. So we got 15 on one side, 13 on the other. Dukono, 8,000 foot blast. Fernandina, this thing is still spewing these arms of lava, okay, in Ecuador, still active volcano. It doesn't have big high blasts. It's a kind of a different type of volcano. It more oozes this lava, this magma. Now over here at Popocatépetl, 23,000 feet. I think yesterday was 24. Here's another one at 23. Fuego, 17,000 foot blast. Reventador, this is in Ecuador too, next to the other one oozing lava. This is 15,000 foot blast out of that one. Sabancaya, unable to detect. Now let's get into the 7th. What was today is now yesterday, but we're going to report on it anyway because Ebico, that's up by Konchakna up there. Or no, I think this is up in Russia. Anyways, not right now, maybe later. Anyways, Ebico, 10,000 foot blast. All right, that's pretty high for that one. Suwanosejima, 5,000 out of that one. As soon as we can have the mouse, please, Lord, can we have control of the... There we go. Thank you. Ibu, 7,000 here. Okay, Luatolo, 7,000 foot blast. Semeru, again, 15,000 foot blast. Marapi, 13,000. Fernandina, again, still. Popo had 22,000. So yesterday or earlier today, 22,000. Already into March 8th, a 23,000. Remember, I had a 23,000 on the last one there. Fuego continues. Mild explosive activity continues there. Here, Nevada del Ruiz, 20,000 feet. All right. That's a pretty big blast out of that one. Down in Colombia there. Sangay in Ecuador again, 20,000 foot blast. Sabancaya down in Peru is unable to detect. All right, so a lot of tall blasts. All right, a lot of pressure that has built up that is being relieved in the form of volcanoes. Before it was a lot of the activity was being relieved in the form of earthquakes. It seems this go around, or this time, we're seeing more of the volcanic activity relieving the pressure from down below. Now, let's get over to our weather forecast here. Bang through this, and then we can get to the good stuff. All right. Let that run for a second here. We had some severe weather today. There was several tornado chasers out there chasing. Not much produced today, but the energy is still out there, and the potential is still around for, I think, for tomorrow. So we'll get there in just a second once we come back to the beginning. Okay, opening frame, current conditions, a lot of moisture here in the center of the country, still severe weather kind of out in Kansas. I think this has changed, actually. It's more severe up in there by now. That'll be the morning of the 8th. Here we go with severe weather starting at noontime around Louisiana and Mississippi there. By the end of convection going into Alabama, even some potential on the backside here by Oklahoma and Arkansas there by convection. Then at nighttime, you see these two individual cells kind of split up. One's going this way, one's heading up that way. So severe weather possibly here. Probably definitely tornado activity tomorrow in this region. We'll see. This is nighttime. So between convection, when the sun goes down, nighttime right there, you're going to see severe weather right on the possibly, on the state line right there. Definitely in this region. Okay. So everybody down there, pay attention tomorrow to your thunderstorms. Even back here in Missouri and everything, this could change too. Things are changing so quickly, but this is the very closest day. So this is the most reliable that we have for right now. Again, into the morning now, the nighttime, or the 9th. Morning of the 9th, we're going to have severe weather here in Georgia and South Carolina. So this severe weather starts around noon tomorrow and then just carries across these states to the morning time of the 9th into the noon time. There's the end of convection. Now, this one's splitting and going offshore, while this one's gaining strength and heading up north now. This will be the end of convection the 9th. Then we go into the nighttime. This is cleared offshore, but now we have this low tightening up and spinning and severe weather on the backside coming right up to New York. And then by the morning of the 10th, so from the nighttime to the morning of the 10th right there, it's going to move through that area. Even at noontime, flaring back up again here at noon, right around Maine with severe weather for Maine. All right, and then that thing finally moves out. Back over here real quick, starting right around the nighttime of the 9th, the storm comes on shore through the morning of the 10th. Severe chances there. Getting even wider severe chances here in Northern California, Oregon border by the noontime of the 10th. Then we go into convection there. So severe weather, Northern California on the 10th. Snow heading into the Sierras by nighttime the 10th. We go into the morning of the 11th. Noontime, convection. Nighttime, morning of the 12th. Noon, convection. Nighttime, morning of the 13th. Noon, convection. Nighttime, morning of the 14th. Noon, convection. Nighttime, morning of the 15th. This is what we're going to watch out for down the road here. It's still a little ways away, but around the 15th, we could see a severe outbreak down here again. That'll be the morning. There's the noon time, the 15th. Convection, nighttime, morning of the 16th. Noon, convection, nighttime. Convection right here down by Dallas. Nighttime going into Louisiana. Morning of the 17th, noon, convection, QLCS right there. Nighttime of the 17th. So back up a few. There's the noon of St. Patty's Day, nighttime, or the convection, and then the nighttime of the 17th, morning of the 18th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 19th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 20th. All right, and that's about it for that. The rest of that's pretty clear and will change anyway. So there's your little loop for right now. Everybody heads up tomorrow in this region. Just be aware, okay? There's possible chance for tornadoes tomorrow. And then later on, the 15th, there's a chance for that thing, okay? So that's it for your solar, geo, volcano, weather report. And now we're going to get on to the spiritual report. So back to this image. Whoops, can we get this image again, Lord? Please. Yep, here it comes. Oh, play. Get it to play a little bit. All right. What we're going to do here is I'm just going to play this video for a minute. Because it's important you get. Now, you see my face right here in the clouds? All right, that's the part I usually don't show. I'm very kind of shy guy. I don't like to show my face all that much. But what's important is the other face that's going on up here. And what I need to do is get a little bit more lift right here. So you guys can get a better image of what's going on here. And then let's see if we do some of this a little bit. If that helps. Okay. All right. Hopefully that helps a little bit. I still want to pull up just a tad bit higher. What else can we stick in there? Hang on just 1 second. I'm trying to get this thing just a tad bit higher for you guys because it's important that you see this and understand what's going on here. I think maybe now you guys can understand this image a little bit easier now, a little bit better after what we've all been through together here, right? Now, this is meant to bring you guys some peace and some hope, okay? These faces in the clouds are not pareidolia. Pareidolia doesn't pull its shirt open and expose its heart and radiate out waves that make another face in the sky, all right? That's the it's the spiritual realm taking place in your clouds. All right, now let me get set up for the reading tonight. Everybody take a good deep breath, get all curled up, get settled in, do what it is that you guys like to do at this moment, right before we do our reading. And start taking your deep breaths all the way in. Okay. Okay. So we're starting right here with this one. All right, trying to use a little different images each night so we don't wear it out. Okay. I want you to trust me enough to relax and enjoy my presence. I did not design you to live in a state of hypervigilance, feeling and acting as if you are constantly in the midst of an emergency. Your body is wonderfully crafted to gear up when necessary and then to gear down when the crisis is over. But because you live in such a broken world, you find it difficult to let down your guard and relax. I want you to remember that I am with you all the time and that I am totally worthy of your confidence. So pour out your heart to me, committing all the things that are troubling you. Put those into my sovereign care. Again, pour out your heart to me, committing all the things that are troubling you into my sovereign care. The more you lean on me, the more fully you can enjoy my presence. As you relax in my healing light, I shine peace into your mind and heart. Your awareness of my presence with you grows stronger, and my unfailing love soaks into your inner being. Trust in me, beloved, with all your heart, and mind. Okay. Okay. Oops. Nope. Oh, I guess, change real quick. And just, well, here, I will do this one, and then we'll change images. So, I am with you in all that you do, even in the most menial task. I am always aware of you, concerned with every detail of your life. Nothing escapes my notice, not even the numbers of hairs on your head. However, your awareness of my presence falters and flickers as a result of your life experience. When your focus is broad enough to include me in your thoughts, you feel safe and complete. When your perception narrows so that problems or details fill your consciousness, you feel empty and incomplete. So learn to look steadily at me in all your moments and in all your circumstances. Though the world is unstable and in flux, you can experience continuity through your uninterrupted awareness of my presence. Fix your gaze on what is unseen, even as the visible world parades before your eyes. Okay. I want to go back one more to this image again. Just 1 second, folks. All I want to do is change images. Well, maybe we can see that. Yeah. Now back to this one to finish off the rest of the reading to this image right here. Yes. There we go. High performance cordless images. Just 1 second. Sorry. It's worth the time now. Well, there we go. Okay. Your needs and my riches are a perfect fit. I never meant for you to be self-sufficient. Instead, I designed you to need me not only for daily bread, but also for fulfillment of deep yearnings. I carefully crafted your longings and feelings of incompleteness to point you to me. Therefore, do not try to bury or deny these feelings. Beware also of trying to pacify these longings with lesser gods like people, possessions, or power. Come to me in all your neediness, with defenses down, and with desire to be blessed. As you spend time in my presence, your deepest longings are fulfilled. Rejoice in your neediness, which enables you to find intimate completion in me. Okay? As you spend time in my presence, your deepest longings are fulfilled. Rejoice in your neediness, which enables you to find intimate completion in me. All right, I got it. Is that the next one? Yes, right here. Now listen closely here. Be willing to go out on a limb with me. If that is where I am leading you, it is the safest place to be. Your desire to live a risk-free life is a form of unbelief. Your longing to live close to me is it at odds with your attempts to minimize risk? I repeat, your longing to live close to me is at odds with your attempts to minimize risk. You are approaching a crossroads in your journey. In order to follow me wholeheartedly, you must relinquish your tendencies to play it safe. Let me lead you step by step through each day. If your primary focus is on me, you can walk along perilous paths without being afraid. Eventually, you will learn to relax and enjoy the adventure of our journey together. As long as you stay close to me, my sovereign presence protects you wherever you go. I repeat, as long as you stay close to me, my sovereign presence protects you wherever you go. Make me the focal point of your search for security. In your private thoughts, you are still trying to order your world so that it is predictable and feels safe. Not only is this an impossible goal, but it is also counterproductive to spiritual growth. When your private world feels unsteady and you grip my hand for support, you are living in conscious dependence on me. Instead of yearning for a problem-free life, rejoice that troubles can highlight your awareness of my presence. In the darkness of adversity, you are able to see more clearly the radiance of my face. Accept the value of problems in this life. Consider them pure joy. Remember that you have an eternity of trouble-free living awaiting you in heaven. Oh boy, I got so much tonight. I am working on your behalf. Bring me all your concerns, including your dreams. Talk with me about everything, letting the light of my presence shine on your hopes and plans. Spend time allowing my light to infuse your dreams with life, gradually transforming them into reality. This is a very practical way of collaborating with me. I, the creator of the universe, have designed to co-create with you. Do not try to hurry this process. If you want to work with me, you have to accept my time frame. Hurry is not in my nature. Abraham and Sarah had to wait many years for the fulfillment of my promise, a son. How their long wait intensified their enjoyment of this child. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, perceiving as real fact what is not revealed to the senses. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, perceiving as real fact what is not revealed to the senses. Whew. Okay. I want you to trust me enough to relax and enjoy my presence. I did not design you to live in a state of hypervigilance, feeling and acting as if you are constantly in the midst of an emergency. Your body is wonderfully crafted to gear up when necessary and then to gear down when the crisis is over. But because you live in such a broken world, you find it difficult to let down your guard and relax. I want you to remember that I am with you all the time and that I am totally worthy of your confidence. Pour out your heart to me, committing all the things that are troubling you into my sovereign care. The more you lean on me, the more fully you can enjoy my presence. As you relax in my healing light, I shine peace into your mind and heart. Your awareness of my presence with you grows stronger, and my unfailing love soaks into your inner being. Trust in me, beloved, with all your heart and mind. I know I read that one at first. It goes a second time in that spot again. I created you in my image with the amazing capacity to communicate with me. As my image bearer, you are capable of choosing the focus of your mind. Many of your thoughts come and go unbidden, but you can control them more than you realize. The Holy Spirit inspired Paul to write whatever is true, whatever is noble, and whatever is right. Think about such things. I wouldn't instruct you to think in this way unless it was possible for you to do so. Because the world contains both good and evil, you can choose to focus on excellent, praiseworthy things or on the terrible, upsetting matters. Sometimes you have to deal with the brokenness around you, but each day offers moments when you are free to ponder pure, lovely things. When your mind is idle, it often moves towards a negative focus, regretting things in the past, worrying about things in the future. Meanwhile, I am with you in the present, waiting for you to call my presence. Train yourself to turn towards me frequently. This brightens even your hardest times and increases your joy. Trust me, beloved, every time you have an anxious, fearful thought, you need to take multiple looks at me. Speak my name to remind yourself I am near, ready to help you. Quote scripture back to me. I trust in you, O Lord. I say, you are my God. My times are in your hands. Express your love to me, saying, I love you, O Lord, my strength. Remember that I, your Savior King, take great delight in you. You you are a cherished member of my royal family forever. Connecting with me interrupts the negative thoughts that tend to course through your mind. So the more consistently you communicate with me, the freer you will become. Since I am the truth, living close to me helps you recognize and break free from distortions and lies. Trusting and loving me are the very core of your relationship with me. These beautiful ways of drawing near me protect you from being too focused on yourself and your fears. So turn to me over and over and over again, secure in my sheltering presence. Dang, I got more? Oh, I got more. Oh, yeah. Hang on, need a sip. You guys got some endurance. These 20 people are just always here. And they stick it out to the end. I want you to learn to be joyful, always, by connecting your joy to me first and foremost. One way of doing this is to remember that I love you at all times and in all circumstances. Though the mountains be shaken and the hills be removed, my unfailing love for you will not be shaken. So don't give in to the temptation to doubt my love when things don't go as you would like or when you have failed in some way. My loving presence is the solid rock on which you can always stand. This is your foundation. This is your rock, you guys. This is the solid rock on which you can stand. I'm going to say it again. My loving presence is the solid rock on which you can always stand, knowing that in me you are eternally secure. I am the Lord who has compassion on you. Another way of increasing your joy is to give thanks in all circumstances. Ask my Spirit to help you view your life through the lens of gratitude.
Search for blessings scattered along your pathway, even during your hardest times, and then thank me for each one. I encourage you to look steadily through your lens of gratefulness by thinking about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. I am the Lord of peace, the only sovereign source of genuine peace. I give you this gift, not as something separate from myself, but as part of who I am. You cannot just grab this blessing on the run. You need to set aside time for focusing on me and enjoying my presence. You live in the midst of intense spiritual warfare. I'm going to say it again. You live in the midst of intense spiritual warfare, and my peace is an essential part of your armor. My peace is an essential part of your armor. To stay on your feet during the battles, you must wear sturdy combat boots, the gospel of peace. This good news assures you that I love you and I am for you. Many of my followers forfeit peace because they think I am always scrutinizing them through critical eyes. On the contrary, I gaze at you through eyes of perfect love. Instead of punishing yourself when you failed, remember that my death on the cross covers all your sins. I love you with unfailing love, simply because you are mine. Rejoice in this gospel peace. It is yours to enjoy at all times and in every way. I think that was it. Oh. Okay, wait, we got one more. Here's the closer. You guys were so patient. All right, so closing with this one. Be still in my presence and wait patiently for me to act. Spending quality time with me is so good for you. I rejoice when you push back the many things clamoring for your attention and focus, and you focus wholeheartedly on me. I know how hard it is for you to sit quietly with me, and I don't expect perfection from you. Instead, I treasure your persistence in seeking my face. My loving approval shines on you as you seek me with all your heart. This intimate connection between us helps you wait trustingly for me to act. Don't worry about the evil people who prosper or fret about their wicked schemes. Trust that I am still in control and that justice will ultimately prevail. Okay, I hear you guys worrying about these guys. Trust that I'm still in control and that real justice will ultimately prevail. I will judge the world in righteousness and the peoples in my truth. Meanwhile, look for ways to advance my kingdom in this world. Keep your eyes on me as you go through each day and be willing to follow wherever I lead. Do not be overcome or discouraged by evil, but overcome evil with good. Whew. All right. Well, quite the reading tonight, huh? Yeah, Lord's got a lot to say here as we wrap things up here. I think you guys can tell. We're getting close. We're getting close to the end here. This is your Savior with his crown showing up on Easter. 2,000-year-old prophecy came true. I mean, that's like the best news in the world right there. That image right there.
And then some of these other images that are showing up that other people are capturing as well. All right. That's a real miracle right there. Okay. The show right here is the real miracle. And you're in the comfort where you are, enjoying it together with me. I love you guys. I miss you guys. And until my next show, I will be back. In fact, I am already back. Can't you tell?